Ready? Okay, Germany is a country that has seen itself divided and has reunited to become one of the most driven and innovative leaders of Europe. Today I want to share with you the culture that has allowed Germany to become the country that it is today. I found in my research that Germany has a rich, riveting, and very complex history, and I'm glad to pass some of that on to you. First, I will cover some general information about the country, and then I will cover some of the influence that the arts has had on their culture, and then also some of the ways that Germans communicate. First, I'll start with some basic facts about the country. Officially named the Federal Republic of Germany, the country does its best to live up to its motto, unity, justice, and freedom. No longer divided into East and West Germany, Germany has the second largest population in Europe, falling behind Russia by a little less than half, although it is only 1/47th of Russia's size. According to the Culturgram's online encyclopedia, Germany's current population is 81.2 million people, with its largest city and capital, Berlin, at a population of 3.5 million. 91% of Germany is ethnically German, which explains Germany's strive for unity. Around 6% of the population is made up of political refugees from Asia and India and Africa who are seeking asylum from Germany, fulfilling its justice and freedom segment of its motto. Germany has proven itself to be an extremely resilient country despite all of its history. Human remains dating as far back as 50,000 years ago have been found in what is now Germany, according to Tony Halliday's Insight Guides to Germany. And in the last 3 centuries alone has been under 8 territorial names. East and West Germany were only reunited 24 years ago, but with advancements in German industrialism and their will to put the country back together, the evidence of the Cold War and World War II are nearly none. Although Germany has been divided and brutalized by war, some common threads that have kept the culture alive through the years are Germans' love of the arts and, yes, beer. Germany is a culture that exhibits the cliche work hard, play hard. According to Eckhard Bernstein's book, Culture and Customs of Germany, no country in the world publicly supports the arts as much as Germany does. There are over 400 publicly funded theaters, opera houses, symphonies, and to put that into perspective, in 1991, German government spent the same amount of money on the arts as they did on hospitals and infrastructure. To Germans, the arts are more than entertainment. It is a political outlet. They can speak about moral and political issues, as well as have philosophical discussions. Germans are also well known for their love of beer and their world-famous annual Oktoberfest. Started in Munich in 1818, the 2-week-long festival that runs the last 2 weeks of September, and ends on the first Sunday of October, is now copied in more than 3,000 cities worldwide. The festival, held in its city of origin, is the most economically important tourist attraction in Germany, with 6.4 million guests bringing in over $8 million in 2013. In 2007's festival, over 7 million liters of beer were served to guests. Only beer that is allowed to be served is under the guidelines of the Bavarian beer purity law, which insists that only water, barley, and hops are used to make beer. And it limits the price of beer sold to the public to avoid any monopolies on the Bavarian beer market. The only times Oktoberfest was not held was during both World Wars. The fact that the Germans still heavily adhere to customs that have been part of their culture for decades, that most Western cultures have abandoned, such as opera, says a lot about who they are as a people. Again, German focus on unity is very obvious in the way they communicate as a whole. Although Germans' focus is changing the worldviews of their country from a war zone to a world power, Germans do not change the customs that bind them together. The country's motto reflects a collectivistic culture that is rooted in inspiring the individual to uplift the country as a whole. Germans are known as an honest people who prefer to not beat around the bush and appreciate direct communication. They do welcome intelligent conversation, but are very skeptical of new ideas. All of the facts I have reviewed about Germany today are very interesting, but barely begin to cover all of the history and culture that the country has to offer. In conclusion, I hope you learned a few basic facts about the Federal Republic of Germany, and I hope you were informed of the facts about influence of arts and festivals on Germany's culture, and I hope I've inspired you to do some research of your own. Thanks. Sorry, I'm not